I'm Ryan Mayer. This is my 2017 Ram 2500 named 6.7 Lime. I think what makes this truck stand out between, all the trucks here is one, this wild factory paint color, and on top of that, it's matched with the crazy suspension color. You usually see the basic white or black with the suspension color, but when you see a wild paint with a wild suspension color, I've just been standing here and people walk by and they're all like, wow. So it just the wow factor. Factory paint, it's a low volume Ram color. Pretty much this is your landscaping truck that companies would order so they can just slap their decals on it, but I took it a step further and turned it into something like this. And this one actually sat on the lot in Indiana for a year, and with it being a 6-speed too, it's like wild color, manual transmission. Nobody wants to buy it because what are they going to do with it? But me, I turned that into like a awesome vision, and this is the result. So I don't know, it's just super neat to me. I'm very proud of this. I love this. It's my favorite part about it. It's honestly, nothing feels better than being connected with the truck, connected with the vehicle. Like my last 3 vehicles, whether it's a truck or not, have been manual, just because being connected with it, just such a better driving experience, especially something like this too. Not only do you have pride in all the work, but it's just like feeling connected with the vehicle is just unreal. When I was trying to make a page for it, right when I got the truck, I'm just thinking, running through it. Then most people run obviously their displacement with a name as their Instagram handle, and obviously Lime fits because of the color, but that's just, I don't know, when I typed it in there, it fit, and it's done, I don't know, it's done well, and it's kind of well known now, so it's like, that's how I built the name for it. My YouTube channel has grown substantially because people like the hands-on connection with an item, and not only do they enjoy seeing something this wild transform from the ugly like green and chrome that it started with to something like this, but the fact that I'm doing it and they can also learn along the way helps them out. So installing various products, they get the idea and they look at it and they're like, well, he uses it, those are the results. They can see instant like results with the products I put on. So they learn and they want to get out there. I get so many comments that are like, you inspire me to go build my truck. I would have never thought to do this, but you make me want to go do it. I just bought a Ram. I was going to leave it stock, but I'm going to go do this, that, and the other. I just bought, and it just, the fact they can learn as well as enjoy and like sit back and relax and watch something is how my channel went from like here to just like grown, especially over the last few weeks with the end of like SEMA crunch here. People are like, wait, just the smallest things at the end can transform it from, a big truck to the other various trucks you see all over the internet here, but it's just something a little more special. So my buddy, he was getting rid of an oven, and I'm like, my thing is always, I'm looking to save money. Like builds like this aren't cheap, so I look to save money, and people always ask me like, oh, how much money do you have in that? And if every time I tell them, they're like, what? Because you cut out the labor costs, you cut out the overhead of a shop or something. So doing that at home, I bought a $100 powder coating kit, and my buddy gave me a free oven, and I saved hundreds of dollars doing most of the remaining parts to get this truck as like SEMA quality at home. So to me it's saving money and learning new skills and teaching people. It just, I don't know, I just love doing that. I powder coated the diff cover at home as well, and I was sitting there when it was done. It just looked so awesome. I didn't even want to sand off the thing to get like the fins to like show, because I was like, this looks so good. But even after I sanded everything off, it looked even better. But it's just one of those things where you put your personal touch and your own personal hard work into it. It just makes it even more special. So it was just, it's just so, I don't know, it's more personal. So that's why I just love it. When I first opened it, I was like, I was blown away at like the craftsmanship and just how well it was built, and it didn't look like there was corners cut or anything. Like I do receive a lot of products when I buy things, and I look at them, I'm like, well, this was corner cut here, this was there. Like I've been through so many things, but when I open that and you just know when something's like well built. So I was very, very impressed, and the design, it just looked beautiful. So it was an awesome touch. That's one of the things I like about Banks is like they actually prove the results, and they show you that their products like can make a difference, and they show you the results compared to competitors, and they show you that, and they show how temperature is actually a problem in these rear diffs, and they show you how those products just switching it out changes like drastically. So, you know, watching those videos and like now having it on my truck is just, I don't know, one thing is peace of mind, and two, it's just awesome. Like, you know, like there's actual performance improvements from, you know, everything that you put on your truck. Well, I mean, things like this, obviously they take time. A lot of people, and that's the thing with YouTube, is they see everything happen at once and they're like, oh, that happened overnight. And you're like, no, this took like 2 years to go from stock to this. And then being able to bring it here is another whole world. But, you know, you learn that, you know, patience and stuff, like just the little things, you know, don't sweat it. Things can be fixed. And like, you just, I mean, just say, take your time and you can build something great at home. And that was my thing, is like everyone thinks that you have to have a lot of money, a huge shop and all this stuff to build things like this, whether it's SEMA truck or just like your own little project car. Like, there's so many things you can do at home and, you know, save money doing so. And it's like an awesome hobby, but most people don't even think about taking on the task themselves. Like when I was 16, it's like I wanted to lift my first truck and I looked at the instructions, I was like, it's a bunch of nuts and bolts. So I started, you know, ripping stuff off. So it's just like one of those things where, you know, you build simple things to you can build crazy things, and you can do a lot of it yourself. So when I did something this wild, my mind just automatically goes wild. I go think of, you know, just like purple and green. I think color combinations. I think of different vehicles between, like even this, manual trans, stuff like that. Just what can be different that is not seen. Like as I walk down this row, you walk down this row, you see a lot of the same colors, almost the same things, but it just being different. Like for 2020, I've had some ideas, but I kind of want to, I don't know if I'm going to go like crazy, but I like different. So I want to, like the wow factor is my thing. So whether it's a truck, a car, something else, people just sit there and I want it to be like, wow, he actually did that. So that's, I don't know, that's what I go for. Just something that anyone can appreciate, whether they like vehicles or not. And that's what I think I've done with this, between, you know, the amount of compliments I get and people even on YouTube, they're like, I'm not into trucks, this size, I'm not into the SEMA stuff, but you did an awesome job. And that's kind of like my goal. This is my truck, let's take a look. This is my Rolling Big Power custom grill. We have Road Armor Identity Series bumpers on this truck as well. These are custom painted Morimoto headlights from Retro Shop. Those came out super, super sweet. I have a 12-inch Rolling Big Power max altitude lift kit on this truck, paired with 26x14 Rolling Big Power Mojave wheels, obviously Illusion purple, and 40 1550 R26 Fury off-road tires. I also have Rolling Big Power stealth powered running boards on this truck. I've got the speed pole, dual flagpole set up on this truck. I have the massive, again, Illusion purple 18-inch Gen Y drop hitch. In the rear here, we have our Horn Blasters Conductor Series setup. And to top it all off, we have the Banks rear diff cover. It came out great. Thanks, Banks.